We back. All right. So we got some editing to do. We got some editing to do. We got some editing to do. We got some editing to do for a new promo. For a new promo. For a new promo. Pull up the Facebook chat. Fact book. All right. We out here. Let's bust open that DaVinci Resolve. Now we got to make this one under a minute. It's got to be under a minute. It's got to grab them. Yeah, let's do a new one. New project. Under 1 minute. Promo 1. Let's grab those files. All right. Damn, the quality looks crazy.
Do you know the definition of insanity?
$44. Now I gotta grab the computer version. Show videos folder. And then shit, is it this one? How long is this one? Well, I know it's the second one. There it is. It's this one. Got that. Now let's... All right, we're good.
Do you know the definition?
All right.
The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. Well, my son here has been doing that every day on. Do you know what the definition of insanity is? Doing the same thing over. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over again, expecting different results. Well, my little brother here. Well, Well, my little brother here has been doing that for 6 months on me. Results. Well, my little brother over and over and over again, expecting different results. Well, my little brother here. Well, my little brother here has been doing for 6 months on Twitch. Over again, expecting different results. Well, my little brother here has been doing that for 6 months on Twitch every day at 10:45 p.m. CST. Making beats, playing games. Check this fucking beat out. Follow me on Twitch. Fucking beat out. Follow me on Twitch.
I'm gonna put that at the end. What's the short key for this? A. There we go.
Has been doing that for 6 months on Twitch every day at 10:45 p.m. CST. Making beats, playing games. Check this fucking beat out. Follow me on Twitch.
You fat pussy.
Making beats. Check this fucking beat out. Do you know what the definition of insanity is? Doing the same thing.
Okay, let's cut the green out. And same thing for this guy. .3D keyer. All right, let's. What? Looking good. Cropping. We cropping. We out here crop topping. Bitch, I got the keys on me. They call me Young Choppin'. See you near my area. I'm gonna up the chopper. Flocker. Heat-seeking missile like helicopter. Smoking on this nicotine, looking like Dennis Hopper. Dropped her, gave her a Xan, now she feeling sick. I ain't no doctor, I bop her. I got the metal, bitch, ain't smelting copper. Ad blocker, I block you. You a op, I need to get the fuck out of Dodge, no Raptor. Look at that fucking look on my face, dude. That is the smile of a evil, evil man.
Check this fucking beat out.
Follow me on Twitch.
You know what insanity is? Do this thing over again. Do you know what the definition of insanity is? Do you know what the definition of insanity is? Doing the same thing over and over and over again, expecting different results. Well, my little brother here has been doing that for 6 months on Twitch, every day, at 10:45 p.m. CST, making beats. 10:45 p.m. CST, at 10:45 p.m. CST, making beats, playing games. Check this fucking beat out.
Follow me on Twitch. Alright, we're getting very far here on my little break. Let's try again. Alright. You can match up the claps here. Where that clap at? Alright. Shit, I lost it. It's right here. Everything business, ain't shit personal. Uh-oh. Right there. So I think we need this one to be the small one. Almost dropped the camera there. I deleted the wrong audio. Fuck. Good lord. There we go. All right. Oof, stressing me out. Wonder where all the homies are at. What should we do next? Should I go ahead and rotoscope this sucker?
Twitch.
Are you joking? Alright, gotta get rid of this because it's not syncing up. son of a bitch. Disaster. Fuck. Fuck it, we gotta delete all this. So annoying. So fucking annoying. Fucking sink 'em.
Shit. All right.
Alright. Much better. Well. Why? Oh, word. Okay. Alright. That's what's up. And now we're good to go. to rotoscope in DaVinci Resolve.
Hi everybody, Jeremy here from Video Studio, and today we're going to talk about the Magic Mask with the latest version of DaVinci Resolve 18.1. It's now available in the Fusion page, and we can do a lot of interesting stuff with it, and it can save us a lot of time when rotoscoping. So if you're ready, let's check it out. Alright, so in DaVinci Resolve now we're on the edit page, and here I have the clip that I'm going to use to demonstrate the Magic Mask. We're going to try a couple of things. First, we're going to rotoscope myself right here, and we're going to add some text behind myself and also change the background. Usually this will take quite a while because I will need to rotoscope manually, but you'll see that with the Magic Mask is very quick. Right now I have a clip that is about 15 seconds. I'm gonna use the entire clip, but I will recommend that you use only the section that you need to create the mask for, because it is pretty resource intensive. So just make the cut wherever you want the mask to be applied and then create a Fusion clip. In our case, I'm just gonna duplicate my current clip by holding Option and dragging that clip on the second track. Then I'm gonna right click on it and create a new Fusion clip. Now we can move over to Fusion. Once in Fusion, I'm gonna hit Shift Space on my keyboard and I'm gonna search.
Okay, so we need this doubled.
The second track, then I'm gonna right click on it and create a new Fusion clip. Track, then I'm gonna holding Option and dragging that clip on the second track, then I'm gonna right click on it and create a new Fusion clip. Now we can move over to Fusion. Once in Fusion, I'm gonna hit Shift Space on my keyboard and I'm gonna search for a Magic Mask. I'm gonna bring that in. Then here we're gonna go to frame 0. Once in Fusion, my current clip by holding Option and dragging that clip on the second track. Then I'm gonna right click on it and create a new Fusion clip. Now we can move over to Fusion.
All right.
Once in Fusion, I'm gonna hit Shift Space on my keyboard and I'm gonna search for a Magic Mask.
Yes, I do have it.
I'm gonna bring that in. Then here we're gonna go to frame 0 and we're just gonna draw on the subject that we're gonna rotoscope. So
Fuck. You kidding me? Suck my dick.
here that's gonna be myself. We're just gonna draw a line on.
Fuck Magic Mask. Fuck DaVinci Resolve for not letting me use that.
This is probably by far the best way to rotoscope if you don't have the studio version of DaVinci Resolve.
You had my curiosity, but now you have my attention.
I'm gonna give credit where credit is due. I'm gonna leave a link to the original video in the description. And shout out to this creator. I didn't even think about this. It's a good way to get a good quality rotoscope at 1080p without having to pay for the Runway ML subscription. So to get started, I'm actually gonna take this on a video about Runway ML before you want to hit, and I'm gonna click. Actually, I'm gonna click and drag down here to the bottom. Give it a second to process. Then I'm gonna click on her head and body and leg. Got to click on the socks right here too. Which is semi-decent, but of course you want at least 1080p or higher. I'll leave a link for Runway ML in the description. We're gonna go over here and hit create new project. I'm gonna click green screen. And I'm gonna click upload and find my clip.
Oh no, dude. Oh no, dude.
This could be rotoscoping a person to put them on a new background, cutting out the sky to replace it with a new, cooler
Oh hell
one,
no, I'm
or
not doing
simply
all that.
cleaning up the on-set mistakes of others who definitely meant well. If you're familiar with the process and just want to know this approach, here's the quick version. Get your footage, analyze it visually to. It's a good idea to overlap your roto shapes. So if I was drawing,
Oh god, this is bad. Fuck, dude, this is bad. Really, really, really bad. Shit. What do I do? What?
the shape for his torso, I would probably have it go up to his shirt. So I'm just going to include a little bit of this
Wish I didn't have to do this. Fucking bullshit. Ah, I'm taking up all my damn time. Fuck DaVinci Resolve for this bullshit. Oh shit, you don't gotta download it. Okay, that's a lot. Do I have Chrome? Ah! Damn it. Fucking need to download Chrome. It's gonna fuck my computer up too.
And my clip is imported. I'm gonna double click. Actually, double click, and I'm gonna new project. I'm gonna click green screen.
All right.
And I'm gonna click upload and find my clip. And my clip is imported. I'm gonna double click.
It's gonna take a second.
Actually, I'm gonna click and drag down here to the bottom. Give it a second to process. Then I'm gonna click on her head and body and leg. Have to click on the socks right here too. Go over here to the exclude, click on it, and then I'm gonna exclude these little bed sheets here. Then I get my point selected. I'm gonna hit preview. Then I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna exclude all this and clean it up. I'm gonna go back and view my selection. Looks good.
It's perfect.
I'm gonna go over here to export.
All right, it doesn't seem like too much of an issue here. We should be able to do this. Ah, sweet. Another one. Another one. It's actually that guy right there that gave me the idea for this. I didn't even know what rotoscoping was until 2 days ago. I had no idea that meant, you know, cutting out your body or whatever. Crazy. I always thought rotoscope was something that had something to do with like light. Nah. Look at his little tiny head. CEO of Spirit Halloween. They calling me pussy, but they won't stick their dick in me. But they won't stick a dick in me. Rare.
Of course, like I said, it's only in 720p and an MP4. I'm gonna hit export mask. Then I'm gonna go ahead to go to export. From here, let it load, and then you'll be able to download it. Now that it's done, go up here, right click, and just simply download. Now I'm back in DaVinci.
All right, it's almost done. It's almost done. It's almost done. It won't deselect because it does to green screen. But hell yeah, that's almost a perfect rotoscope. Damn, this is some fire ass software. Or not even software, it's in browser. It's fucking sick. Yeah. 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 Export mask. Frick yeah. All right, gotta go real soon.
I got my green screen. I'm here and let it load. I'm go over here to export. Of course, like I said, it's only in 720p and an MP4. I'm gonna hit export mask. Then I'm gonna go ahead to go to export. I'm here and let it load. And
3% exported. So we're gonna have to wait.
then you'll be able to download it. Now that it's done, go over here, right click, and just simply download. Now I'm back in DaVinci. I got my green screen clip and my original clip.
3%
I'm gonna take the original clip, move it up one, and I'm gonna slide the green screen under it.
Thanks for the like.
I'm gonna highlight both, right click, turn into new Fusion clip. Then I'm gonna enter into Fusion. You only see one clip there, so I'm gonna highlight media 1 and hit 1 on my keyboard. Now I know that's my mask layer. Well, the layer I'm gonna use as a mask, I'm gonna hit F2 and hit. Then I'm gonna type in mask as a mask. I'm gonna hit there. See one clip there, so I'm gonna highlight media 1 and hit 1. Right
How's he
click,
doing this?
turn into new Fusion clip. Then I'm gonna enter into Fusion.
Oop.
Right click. I'm gonna slide the green screen under it.
Under it.
I'm gonna
Okay.
highlight both. Right click.
Make a
turn
new
into new
fusion
Fusion clip.
Okay.
Then I'm gonna enter into Fusion.
Okay. We're at 11% exported. Let's go watch a YouTube video while we're waiting.
Welcome back to New Rockstars. I'm Eric Voss, and how can this guy and this guy come from the same damn studio? The recent episode of The Mandalorian surprised viewers with a live-action VFX rendering of Zeb from the animated
I don't know why people hate Marvel VFX so much. I feel like a lot of the stuff they do is fucking dazzling as shit.
Star Wars Rebels that looks really good. It's a comforting nerd win for the VFX fatigue we've been feeling after time.
Maybe it's just because I don't wear my glasses anymore, so I can't even really see the fine details.
Mania with its floating uncanny valley in the form of MODOK, the result
That
of a
shit made me
reportedly
laugh so
chaotic
hard in
and
the
rushed
fucking
VFX
theater.
process. Now, I analyzed MODOK's VFX, and I pointed out how, while critics compared it to George Lopez and Shark Boy and Lava Girl in 3D, MODOK's appearance really improves later in the movie when his crown is broken so that his face doesn't look as boxed in, and whenever his head is turned to the side with more texturing. Zeb, meanwhile, benefits from less screen time and backlighting. The camera only stays on him for a few seconds at a time in a scene that lasts only about a minute, and in that time, the artist did some impressive texturing. Like, notice how as Zeb talks, you can see the wrinkles in his nose and the muscles around his temple twitching. These artists really accomplished what the artists who worked on Avengers Infinity War did with Thanos. They crafted a skull with additional layers of facial muscles and ligaments under semi-translucent skin that they textured with wrinkles and hairs to make all of it look lifelike and interact really well with the light of the room. But if both Marvel Studios and Lucasfilm are owned by Disney with the same supposedly spend
I want to see Thanos without VFX. Damn, he's supposed to be up here. He's down there. That's awesome. Not as funny as I thought it was gonna be, but
no expense budget for effects paid for by all the churros I buy at Disneyland, why are these two wings of the House of Mouse so far apart? Well, some of Marvel's VFX artists have said they've been feeling stretched thin and a little embarrassed to see their names in the credits of these movies when the work is going out unfinished and everyone makes fun of it. But we should acknowledge that the VFX houses who work on all of these titles are extremely talented. ILM, Weta, Digital Domain, Framestore, Cantina Creative, they're all cutting-edge technologists and visionaries.
maybe
who don't
someday
get
I'll
enough
work
credit
for one
the
of
art
those
they create.
companies.
So when we compare MODOK and Quantumania to Zeb in The Mandalorian, let's take off the table that technology and talent couldn't all be to blame for the discrepancy. Like, I'm sure the artists in the industry have opinions on which teams and houses are doing the best work, but overall, they seem to share a common respect for each other and would agree that they are all capable of greatness. But there are 4 differences that lead to why MODOK looks like this on an IMAX screen, while Zeb looks like this on streaming, despite all the buffering that Disney Plus does to it. And I think these 4 differences get to the core distinction between the cultures of Marvel and Star Wars right now. Difference number 1, time and budget. The VFX artists who worked on Marvel said that they had to work on Black Panther Wakanda Forever and Ant-Man the Wasp Quantumania at the same time, and were told to prioritize Wakanda Forever while putting Quantumania on the back burner. Meanwhile, the artists working
I
at
liked
Lucasfilm and
Quantumania.
ILM on these 8
Thought
episodes
those
of
effects were
Mandalorian
crazy.
Season 3 were probably not under the same pressure. Yes, there were animated series like The Bad Batch and Tales of the Jedi, but Lucasfilm is not releasing theatrical films right now, and that's a big deal. Over on the deep dive, I explored how Marvel's sudden increase of output in 2021 and 2022 really led to this, and how in 2023 they seem to be reverting to the norm. Difference number 2, operations and business structure. A huge difference between Marvel and Star Wars is the business relationship between the artist and the studio. At Lucasfilm, most of the VFX work is done by
We're almost
ILM,
halfway there.
Industrial Light and Magic. That's George Lucas's effects company. ILM will sometimes help out with other non-Lucasfilm productions too, like Marvel and Pixar, but they really are Lucasfilm's in-house artist team. They're led by artists who grew up with the original Star Wars films and the prequels, and now the entry-level artists working there are at an age where they probably grew up with Clone Wars and Rebels. So animating a live-action Zeb is their dream project. Now, a lot of people have given up on being good at sleep, but it's only because they don't realize what a difference good sleep gear makes. You can level up your sleep game overnight with Helix Sleep.
I doubt it.
You all know I love bad movies. In fact, one of my favorite movies ever made is Moonfall. I can't stop preaching the gospel of how incredibly awful that movie is in all of the best ways, making it one of the most entertaining films ever created. I just really love bad films.
Halfway there.
But of course there is a line. There's boring bad, where there's nothing redeemable about it. It's just a slog to get through and it's just not fun. And then there's fun bad, where a movie is so bad that it becomes extremely enjoyable, especially when watching with friends. And I always assumed that the Twilight movies were in the first camp, boring bad. I thought it was just going to be throwaway, silly, schlocky romance for teens. But what I'd never realized until chat enlightened me, opened my third eye to the truth, is that it's actually fun bad. So I took them at their word, and I gathered the gang. So Aaron, Meadow, Tiana, and I started watching Twilight yesterday. And I've got to tell you, what an incredibly awful, fun shit film. It's just such a joyful experience. The movie is so special in that it does nothing well. Not a single thing. There is nothing in Twilight that is even remotely competent. And that makes it amazing. And it also moves at 1,000,000 miles an hour. The film was 2 hours long, and I actually felt like I had just ventured through a wormhole by the end of it, because I thought it'd only been like 5 minutes. Time moves so much quicker when watching it. It's so impressive in how shittily unashamed it is with its production here. So I was ranting and raving about it on stream for like 30 minutes. So I'm just gonna play the clips of that where I was debriefing about the film. What I do want to talk about is what I did today with Aaron, Tiana, and Meadow. And it's something I said I'd do on stream a couple weeks ago. We're doing a Twilight marathon. I've never seen those movies, and I always thought they'd be boring shitty, but after chat convinced me that there were some outrageously stupid scenes that make it fun bad, we decided to take the plunge. We only watched one of them
61.
today.
We're getting there.
Holy fuck. I cannot believe those movies were as popular as they were. It is mind-bogglingly awful. All of the romance actually feels like AI generated. Edward, I don't even know where to start, honestly. There's so much. The movie moves at a breakneck pace. It's like 2 hours long, but by the end of it, I actually thought we'd only sat down for 10 minutes. It was crazy. So, Edward, it's like he's like an animatronic, but he only has 2 settings, which is hateful and stoic, and nothing else. Like frozen solid and angry. So like he'll come up to Bella and he'll be like, fucking love you. And then he'll like kind of push her and she falls and he'd grab her and be like, watch where you're fucking going. Like, it's so weird. Like, he literally keeps coming out of nowhere just to like say something almost romantic. And romantic I'm using super loosely. Like, the romantic extent of his talk is, you smell good. I like your smell. And I can't read your mind. But then immediately after saying that, he'd give her like the most foul look ever and run away after saying, get the fuck away from me. Get away from me. You're not good for me. Get away.
73%.
Get away from me. Or like he walked up to her as she was trying to get back on the bus after like a field trip to a fucking, I don't know, cannabis farm. I don't even remember where they went. But they were like composting with the class. And
Almost
Edward goes
been
up to her
streaming
after
an
it
hour.
and like starts small talk, kind of. And this is after he like pushed her down and then grabbed her and said, watch where you're going. He then comes up to her and he's like, yeah, you're just not good for me. And then they have like a small talk and she's like, well, why did you even save me then? And he's like, ugh. And then his sister and brother come up and they ask if she's getting on the bus and he goes, no, this bus is full, as he looks at her and like shoos her away. That's like half the whole fucking movie. Like at no point.
Hmm.
I know it's April 1st, but I'm not fooling. The title is
I'm
not
not
a joke.
fooling.
I talked to Sneeko, and I gotta be honest, I had butterflies in my tummy. I was more excited to talk to him than I would be to talk to Santa Claus. Now, I know this will be coming as a shock to a lot of you, a bit of a jump scare, so I hope you're sitting down so it doesn't knock you off your feet. Sneeko and I have not been on the best of terms recently. We've tried our best to keep it a secret and handle it behind closed doors, but unfortunately, it's bled into the public eye, and you know what? By golly, I'll say it with my whole chest for all to hear. We just haven't liked each other. We haven't seen eye to eye on many things, so our internet beef has become this fine Wagyu steak. It's been this very tasty
90%, guys,
juicy bit of
90%.
drama between the two of us. And today, it finally boiled over and we had a conversation. And I want to show you some clips from it. He actually asked me to record, so don't think that this was some kind of one-party consent thing where I pulled the wool over his eyes and pulled his fucking pants down to surprise him with a recording. He had actually asked me to. And I want to show you how this went, because it was actually a very interesting conversation we had. I want to tell you how we got there. It's because last night I noticed Sneeko was raving about cuties on Twitter yet again, talking about how much he loves it and how he'll always defend it, but then said that I wouldn't debate him on it. And this little nugget of cringe had me scratching the hair
This
on
little
my
nugget of
chin,
cringe.
confused. I wouldn't debate you
Debate
on it.
you on it?
I would actually love to hear your side of things on how you could possibly excuse the blatant sexualization of the child actresses in the film. Now, I'm not a debater. I actually am not a fan of debates in general. I prefer just general conversations as opposed to these like gotcha and leading questions and traps and shit. I think that's not very conducive to actual understanding of different sides of arguments. So I don't debate, but I was very willing to have this conversation with Sneeko, and I reached out to
98%, 98% from my
so
mask.
we did. We talked about cuties and even talked about all of our general grievances with each other. And this was a very different side of Sneeko. I went into this expecting him to be his standard, unhinged, like very animated, cartoonish self that I see in all of his content on Twitter and Rumble, where he's doing these like temper tantrums and like throwing his ass in a circle and going wild, hog wild. But here, this was a very laid back, very calm and collected Sneeko who was actually more than willing to concede on some of his points as well as see different sides of situations. And I didn't expect that. And I'm very appreciative of that pleasant surprise as well, because I went into this with pretty low expectations, but after finishing our talk, I'm actually pretty curious to see where Sneeko goes next, because like I mentioned, there are some things that he just fully admitted, like maybe he was guilty of doing similar things that he criticized others for, and that he was going to be repurposing his message and changing things around to make it more conducive to positivity. So overall, the whole conversation went in a totally different direction than I expected. Of course, he's still very passionate about some things, and we still fought on quite a few things. And the reality is, there's just a lot of things that I don't see eye to eye to him on with some of the things he talks about. But overall, I really walked away with a very different impression of Sneeko from this. Now, I know I'm blue-blowing you here, but one more thing that I think is important to mention, he has said that he's wanted to debate me over the last 2 weeks here. He even made this big hullabaloo on Twitter about how I ducked a debate with him on Aiden Ross' stream. Even
Not a very good
he
mask,
had not replied
but
to any of my DMs at that point. There was
it's
no debate
whatever.
scheduled between him and I. So that was just a blatant lie. I think he was just joking around about it, and it missed the mark because people actually thought that I was avoiding him. But he's not wrong in the fact that I really didn't want to have a conversation with him over the last 2 weeks because all of it was extremely geared towards hurt feelings. At least that's how I interpreted a lot of his statements. It seemed to focus more on me saying, "P.U., you stink," and him taking it as, he's canceling me. There's not a whole lot of productive conversation that can come from that with me just explaining over and over again that I'm just insulting you, and that's the simple brass tacks of it. But over the last 48 hours, it really does feel like he's had this come to Jesus moment where he's recognized that I was never canceling him. I was making fun of him. He even issued an apology about bringing up my girlfriend and stuff like that, and has recognized that he has been off the mark on a lot of things recently as well. He also, apologized for being a cuck, which was a wild thing. He talked about how cuckoldry was a mistake. So it looks like he was never okay with it, even though for a time he did say everyone should try it. It looks like he's changed his perspective on that and now looks back on it with a lot of regret. Which isn't surprising since those insults were not some of his favorite to keep hearing. So that's not really a discussion we had. I think and have always said, whatever happens between consenting adults in the bedroom is fine. As long as no one's getting fucking hurt, there's no, victims, it's consenting adults, you're good to do whatever makes you happiest. The reason I always talked about the cuckoldry is, one, because fucking hilarious that a lot of his beliefs now go very much against his past of being open to watching his girl get fucked.
All right.
You only see one clip there, so I'm gonna highlight media 1 and hit 1 on my keyboard. Now I know that's my mask layer. Or the layer I'm gonna use as a mask. I'm gonna hit F2 and then I'm gonna type in mask.
Hit F2. Mask.
Click OK. Then I'm gonna go to my media 2, hit 1 on the keyboard, and I see that's my background. I'm gonna hit F2, just type in BG for background. Now, even though this is my background, it's actually in the foreground. If you highlight the green node here, or the green input rather, you see it's called foreground. I'm gonna move this over here. In the background, if you highlight the green node here, or the green input rather, you see it's called foreground. I'm gonna move this over here. In the background, and my mask clip is the background. You highlight the yellow, you see it's the background. I'm gonna go back to my mask and I'm gonna hit 1 on the keyboard so I can see it, and then I'm gonna click Control and space. I'm gonna bring in a delta key here, select. I'm gonna bring in my mask and I'm gonna hit 1 on the keyboard so I can see it, and then I'm gonna click Control and space. I'm gonna bring in a delta key here, select my delta key and hit 1 on the keyboard so it'll be in my viewer. I'm going to inspect it. Tab, grab the ink dropper, select the green, inspector tab, grab the ink dropper, select the green. one of the keyboards, the Delta key, select my Delta key and hit one of the keyboards. Be in my viewer. Go to the inspector tab, grab the ink dropper, select the green. That key's at the background. You can see here she actually got, if you hold control and zoom in, she got like a little halo around the side. I'm gonna go back into my inspector tab, click the drop down, and go with the status. And you can see there. It's all dirty. The drop down, and go with the status. And you can see there, it's all dirty, just disgusting.
So
So we go into
dirty.
matte, and I'm gonna actually turn up the low threshold. That's gonna clean up the blacks, and then that's gonna clean up the blacks, and then I'm gonna turn down the high, and that's gonna clean up the white, and then I'm gonna go hit the drop down again for the final results. Still got to build the halo there. Then we're gonna go down here to the erode. Just kind of crank it down.
Oh, sweet. This guy's got the juice.
Just soften the mask. You can turn up the blur a little bit too to kind of blur it out. Now from there, here comes the complicated part. Make sure you pay close attention. You're gonna take the output of the Delta key, connect it to the mask input. Of the merge node. It's gonna automatically cut out your subject. And if you compare the two side by side, this is 720p, this is 1080p. You don't see much of a difference, especially probably through YouTube. But you can tell here her tattoos are a lot more blurry through YouTube 20p. This is 1080p. You don't see much of a difference, especially probably through YouTube. But you can tell here her tattoos are a lot more blurry. Where you can retain at least a little bit more detail here. Now this process is a bit of a workaround, but it's a hell of a lot quicker than rotoscoping by hand. All right, and I got some little random footage and put in the background. You just put it underneath it, and you can see that it's rotoscoped out.
Sweet. Ooh, I gotta go bad. I gotta work. Hopefully they don't get mad at me. No, not with Apple. Fuck. I gotta go right now. Oh my goodness gracious. Just fucking put me. See what happens. Shit. Uh.
On Twitch. Alright, I gotta go right after this. Too much.
Really gotta go. I really gotta go.
Check this fucking beat out. Follow me on Twitch.
Hell yes! Yes, yes, yes. Okay, we got the effect that we wanted. I gotta get the hell to work bad. Fuck yeah. We got a lot done. Figured I had a rotoscope. I didn't even need to follow that guy's fucking crazy, because it is what it is. But yeah, that's the end of the stream for today. Probably gonna stream a little bit later just to finish this one up. And then yeah, thanks for watching if you did. Follow me on SoundCloud at @cperiod_blizzard 2.0, and yeah, I'll be live later.